Welcome to Standard 10 students. From high school onwards, you are studying science as physics, chemistry and biology. So in physics, what are they studying about? It is a branch of science which deals with properties of matter, energy and its relations. So in Standard 10, the textbook is given as two parts. In part 1, there are 4 chapters and part 2, there are 3 chapters. In part 1, the first chapter is the effects of electric current. Second, magnetic effects of electricity. Third one, electromagnetic induction, and fourth one, reflection of light. So in the first chapter, we are going to study about the first chapter, effects of electric current. We come across different types of devices every day in our daily life. What are the types of energy we are coming across? Heat energy, mechanical energy, light energy, chemical energy, nuclear energy, electrical energy, etc. The different forms of energy we are coming across. Among these, which type of energy is most important or most we are using every day in our life? So we can see the different types of devices we are using in our daily life. Electric bulb, computer, electric fan, electric iron, this mixie, television, cooker, etc. Different types of devices we are using. In each devices, electricity is used. And this electricity in each devices, it is transformed from one form to other. So, electric energy can be easily transferred to one form to other. It can be easily converted into many other forms of energy. So, it is most widely used. Let us know more about electrical energy, especially about the effect of electric energies. This first we are going to study about the heat energy. You can see the table. In that table, we are saying electric bulb. What is its use? To get light. What is the conversion there? Electrical energy is converted into light energy. Induction cooker. What is the use? To get heat. Electrical energy is changed to heat energy. Then you are seeing a mixing. What is its use? For cutting and also for powdering. Here electric energy is converted to mechanical energy. In your house there is fan. What is the use? For giving wind. Here electrical energy is converted to mechanical energy. You have seen storage battery. While charging, what is its use? For storing electrical energy. Here electrical energy is converted to chemical energy. Next device, electric heater. You have seen electric heater. What is it used? To get heat. Here electrical energy is converted to heat energy. In all these devices we can see the transformation or the conversion of the electrical energy to other forms of energy. How does electrical energy change in heat energy in these devices? So electric energy is converted to heat energy. How this is changing? Electric energy is changing to heat energy. Let us see an experiment. So what are the materials needed here? A nichrome wire about 5 cm length, 6 volt battery and a switch. You can see the figure. The figure shows a nichrome wire included in the circuit. When switched on, what happens? The nichrome wire becomes red hot. Here, electrical energy is converted to heat energy. How this electrical energy is converted to heat energy? We are going to study that. When current passes through this nichrome wire, what is happening there? The energy conversion is taking place. In 9th standard, you have studied that the law of conservation of energy. That is, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can be transferred only from one form to other. So the electrical energy which is passing through the nichrome wire, what is happening? It is transforming or converting from electrical energy to heat. That is how heat energy is formed in the nichrome wire. Now examine the circuit. In that circuit, the resistance R, the battery and the switch are connected in series. The voltmeter is connected across the nichrome wire and ammeter is connected in series. With the help of this voltmeter and ammeter, you can measure the voltage across the resistance and also the current through the circuit. In standard 9, you have studied that I equals Q by T, where Q is the quantity of charge and T is the time. So I is equal to Q by T. Again, from this equation, we can say that Q is equal to IT, where Q is the quantity of charge, I is the current and T is the time. Consider this electric charge is passing through this conductor for a time T. The total quantity of charge Q is equal to IT, where Q is measured in coulomb. If W is the work done in moving a charge Q from one point to another point under one potential difference, 1 volt potential difference, and Q is the quantity of charge, then we can say W is equal to QV. So the work done in moving a charge under 1 volt potential difference, we can say W is equal to Q into V. Again, from Ohm's law, we know that V is equal to IR. V is equal to IR. Already you have studied. So here W is equal to QV, where V is equal to I into R. And from 9th standard, you have studied that Q is equal to IT. So substituting the value of Q and V in this equation, we can write W is equal to IT into IR, which is equal to I squared RT. So the work done in moving the charge from one point to another point, which is equal to QV, we have got that the work done is I squared RT. So in moving the charge through the nichrome wire, the work done is the heat energy. So we can write that H, W is equal to H, which is equal to I squared R. So the first equation for heat, H is equal to I squared RT. W, you have found that W is equal to Q into V. Q is the quantity of charge and V is the potential difference. From standard 9, you have studied that Q is equal to IT. And what about V? V is equal to I into R. So substituting the values of Q and V, here W is the heat energy. So heat energy is equal to Q, it is equal to IT into IR, which is equal to I into I square R T. So this is the first equation for the heat generated in a conductor while passing current through it. So H is equal to I squared RT. So from standard 9 we have studied that Ohm's law. We can substitute the value of I is equal to V by R. So H is equal to I square, that is V by R into V by R into R into T. This R and R cancel, so V square by R into T. So you can write V square by R into T. This is the second equation for heat. So we have studied two equations. Again, we have studied that H is equal to I squared RT. We can substitute the value of R. R is equal to V by I. Here substituting the value I square into V by I into T, which is equal to I here cancel, that is I is there, V is there, T is there. So I V T we can rewrite as V I T, easy to see. So this is the third equation. So for heat we have got three equations. The first one I squared RT, I squared RT. Second one V squared by R into T, and the third one VIT. These are the three equations for finding or calculating H. So we have studied the heat generated in a conductor. The equations are H is equal to I squared RT, H is equal to V squared by R into T, and again H is equal to VIT. Here let us do an experiment to observe the relations between these I, R and T. What are the factors that influencing heat generated? Look at the figure. A and B are two beakers of capacity 200 ml. 100 ml of water is taken in each beakers. PQ, which is a short nichrome wire, and RS is a copper wire having same length and same diameter as that of PQ. When current is passed through it, measure, before applying current, measure the temperature of each beakers. They will be same. Both the thermometer will show the same temperature. Again switch on the circuit and measure the temperature of water in each. We can see that the temperature of water in each is different. The temperature in the beaker containing nichrome wire is greater than that of the temperature in the beaker B, which contains copper wire. So from this we can understand that this shows that nichrome wire having more resistance is affecting the heat generated. So in this experiment, the resistance R is influencing the heat generated in the conductor. Next one, with the help of the rheostat, increase the ammeter reading, increase the current through the circuit. Again measure the temperature of the beakers A and B. Here also we can see that the temperature of both the thermometers are increasing, which means that it shows that the current is also a factor affecting the heat developed due to the current. Again, if you are increasing the time in which the current is flowing through the circuit, you can see that temperature of water in both the vessels also increasing. This shows that the time for which current flows is also a factor that affects the heat developed in the circuit. So the heat is generated is depending upon three factors. One, the resistance. Two, the current passing through it, and the third one, the time of flow. Using this, Joule's has introduced a law which name is Joule's law, which says that the heat generated in the conductor passing a current through it is proportional to the power, second power, so the square of the current, resistance, and the time of flow of current through it, in which H is equal to I squared R. The equation shows H is equal to I squared R. So this is Joule's law. The heat generated in the conductor carrying current is proportional to the square of the current, resistance, and the time of flow, which is equal to H is equal to I squared R. According to Joule's law, H equals I squared RT. Again, what happens if I becomes 2I? That means I is doubled. That means I nu will be, it is equal to 2I. So H nu H will be equal to I square, that is 2I the whole square, into R into T. 2 square is 4. Again, I square R T. So H nu is 4 I square R T, which is equal to 4 into H, that is I square R T is H. So the new heat will be 4 times that of the heat generated when current is doubled. What happens if the resistance is doubled? Again, the new resistance R nu is equal to 2R, it is doubled. So H nu heat will be I square, this R, it is equal to 2R into 2R into T. So it is equal to 2 I square RT. So H nu is equal to 2 into I square RT is again H. So we can say it is increased by 2 times. What happens if I becomes half? I is 1 by 2I. I nu is equal to 1 by 2I. Substituting the values, I square, that is half I the whole square into R into T. H nu is equal to. So this is equal to half square is 1 by 4, then I square RT. So H nu is equal to 1 by 4 times of the heat generated before. So the value becomes, when the current becomes half, the new heat will be 1 by 4 times of that of the heat generated. Again, what happens if R becomes half? R nu is equal to half R. Substituting the value h nu is equal to I square into r by 2 or 1 by 2 r into t, which is equal to 1 by 2 I square RT. So the new heat will be half H. So the heat generated becomes half of it. Let us solve some problems using this Joule's law, Joule's equations. Calculate the heat developed when 2 ampere current flows through a 100 ohm resistor for 10 minutes. Calculate the heat developed when 2 ampere current flows through a 100 ohm resistor for 10 minutes. Here I is given as 2 ampere, R is equal to 100 ohm, and T time is given in minutes, so we have to convert into seconds. That is, T is equal to 10 into 60, which is equal to 600 seconds. So here I, R and T are given, so we can use the equation H equals I squared RT. Substituting the values, H equals I squared RT. I is 2, so 2 into 2 I square into 100 into 600, which gives 2,40,000. So we can go to the next question. Calculate the heat developed when 3 ampere current flows under 100 volt for 5 minutes. Calculate the heat developed when 3 ampere current flows under 100 volt for 5 minutes. Here I is equal to 3 ampere, V equals 100 volt, and T is given in 5 minutes. Again we have to change into seconds. It is equal to 5 into 60, which equals 300 seconds. Here I is given, B is given, and T is given. So we can use the equation H equals VIT. Substituting the values, 100 into 3 into 300, which equals 90,000 joule. 200 volt potential difference is applied across a 100 ohm resistor for 5 minutes. Find the heat developed. 200 volt potential difference is applied across a 100 ohm resistor for 5 minutes. Find the heat developed. Here also V is given. V is equal to 200 volt, R is equal to 100 ohm, and time is given in minutes, so we have to change it to seconds. That is, T is equal to 5 into 60 seconds equals 300 seconds. So what is the equation used here? H equals V squared by R into T, which equals, substituting the values, 200 into 200, that is V square, into T, that is 300, by 100. 200 into 200 into 300 by 100, which is equal to 120,000 joules or 1,20,000 joules. Now I am going to give some questions which you can do at home. The first question, Goban says that there is a decrease in the current when an electric heater is kept switched on for a few seconds. Make a comment about these statements. Next question, the figure is given, 12 volt is given and 2 ampere, and the current is passing through the resistor R. See the figure? A. Question, what is the resistance of the circuit? B. How can you make the current half? C. How can you make the current zero? So, for answers to these questions and for more questions and answers, refer the New Jyoti Excellent A+ Rank file. Thank you.